Jonathan Isaac hasn't touched an NBA court since August 2nd, 2020. That's over 800 days, almost 2 years and 3 months since the posting of this video. Many have forgotten about Jonathan Isaac as a player, so that's what we're here to talk about today. No, I won't be going into any personal beliefs or what he does in his off time, but I will talk about the type of player Jonathan Isaac is when healthy, and what we can hope to expect when he gets back on the court again. As of right now, it's seeming Isaac could play this year. While we know the Magic are a tight-lipped organization from the events like hiding Paolo Banchero's selection in this year's draft, the top brass of the Magic haven't really given us any major update on Jonathan Isaac to suggest when he should be back. It's just a general assumption that he'll be good to go at some point this year. Isaac has been injury-plagued throughout his young career. Jonathan Isaac was drafted 6th overall in the 2017 draft by the Orlando Magic. He played 27 games his rookie year. His sophomore season, he stayed relatively healthy until running into some more issues, and he only played 34 games in his third season. The last 2 seasons, Isaac hasn't played a game after tearing his ACL in the 2020 NBA bubble. While rehabbing back from his ACL tear in March 2022, it was reported Isaac once again had another setback and required surgery for a minor hamstring injury. As for the current 2022-23 season, Jonathan hasn't played yet, but we've heard some encouraging things to suggest he should be good to go this season barring another setback. During the 2022 Media Day, Isaac had this to say about his current status. "I feel fantastic. I feel the best that I've felt throughout this entire process. I've been telling everybody, I'm running, I'm jumping, I'm playing one-on-one. I'm doing all these things, and finally we're ready to kind of just really start putting it all together and ramping this thing up. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel." With the Magic not really fighting for titles and the looming draft of Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson, it may be within the GM's best interest to hold Isaac out until they feel he's more than 100%. Jeff Weltman, president of Magic basketball operations, had this to say. "Jonathan will be integrated slowly. He's still doing his individual rehabilitation, so he won't participate in a lot of the full team live practice components. So he's still ramping up. I hate to sound like a broken record. I know that this has been a long process, and again, I just always harken back to his ability to remain focused in what's been a really long ordeal of him. We're hopeful to have him back during the season, and I won't put a timetable on that as usual. We want to give him the best possible space to get his work done." From the sounds of this, it kinda goes with what I was just saying. The Orlando Magic weren't rushed to bring Isaac back last year, and after the slow start Orlando's had this year, it seems like they want to really make sure Isaac isn't at risk of another injury when he comes back. While some say Klay Thompson came back way before Isaac with a similar injury, think about the Warriors as a team. They were fighting for a championship, and Klay would have been a major boost to that squad. For the Orlando Magic, Jonathan Isaac certainly would help this roster, but they aren't really fighting for anything. If anything, management may be holding him out longer to sneakily tank some more games, or at least hope to lose. So what happens when Isaac comes back? What does he bring to the Orlando Magic, and what was he like before injury? A lot of people have forgotten about Jonathan Isaac and his dominant defensive skills. When healthy, he had reporters saying he was one of the best defenders in the league. The whole league. So what makes Isaac's defense so elite? What was he good at? I'll tell you one thing, there's a reason he's gained the nickname, the Minister of Defense. Isaac's size and fluidity give him all the tools to be a defensive menace. His pre-draft measurements listed him at 6'11", 205 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan. His mobility gives him the tools to play small forward or power forward. While his natural fit is probably more at that power forward spot, he has the ability to play the 3 if needed there. He is extremely versatile. He has great footwork and uses his long arms to even lock up smaller guards and hold his own during switches. He can truly guard 1 through 5, even more so now that he's bigger than he used to be. Here's Isaac as a rookie, and now this is what he looks like currently. He's currently measured at weighing 230 pounds, which means he's put on about 30 pounds of muscle since coming into the league. The Magic could even potentially look at running him at the 5-some in matchups when he's back, which would be extremely intriguing to watch. Besides his size, let's look a little at his defensive grades. Let's look into some of these statistics for perimeter defense. In perimeter defense, Isaac was 96th and 97th percentile for passing lane defense, deflections, and steals. With his long wingspan, he wreaked havoc picking off passes and disrupting the passing lanes. For interior defense, he was impressive there, and he was impressive at almost everything. He was in the 97th percentile for blocks and in the 99th percentile for block rate on contests. This basically means if he's going up for a contest, he's gonna get a block. Don't believe me? Check out this statistic right here. Jonathan Isaac blocked about 45% of the shots he contested, second in the NBA the last time he was playing. If he's going for a contest, he's basically gonna block it half the time. That is insane. Here's also a write-up from reporter Sam Vecini about Isaac's defense before his injury. What Isaac did this year on defense was just totally absurd. If it wasn't for the truncated nature of his season due to his right knee injury, we'd be talking about him and the Defensive Player of the Year award. There might not be a more aggressive, difference-making help defender in the NBA right now. The only 4 other guys in his class are Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, Ben Simmons, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. He doesn't get discussed as much, but Isaac entered their realm defensively this season. The counting stats of 1.6 steals and 2.4 blocks obviously hold up to scrutiny, as the blocks would have been second in the NBA and the steals would have been tied for 11th if he played enough games to qualify. Only 12 players in Isaac's last season had at least 50 blocks and 50 steals. All 11 of the other guys to do so did it in at least 55 games. Isaac did it in 32. He led the NBA in combined steals and blocks per game. That's the best part of the case, but it's not the only one. He's also stronger and better as an on-ball defender. He's terrific in rotation and rarely misses where he needs to be. I expect he will make the all-defense team next season. Now, as we all know, Isaac didn't play that next season and not really the year after, but I hope you get the point though. Isaac had people talking. People that know ball know that Isaac's one of the best defenders in the league when he was healthy. And the hope is he can get back to that when he's back on the floor. At this point in time, the Magic are not trading Jonathan Isaac. His stock is the lowest it's ever been due to him not playing in 2 years, so many fans of other teams think they can get him for cheap. I see horrible trade packages all the time on Twitter, social media, wherever. You'll see someone saying, "Oh, do you think we should target Jonathan Isaac in a trade for, whatever team they're rooting for?" The Magic aren't going to even think about trading Isaac until they see him play again. Isaac was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate when healthy, and his offense was improving more and more. There is no way you give up on a player of that potential without first seeing how he plays when he comes back off an injury. It would just make the Magic look stupid trading him away for nothing, and then he goes away and possibly is a beast. Just his defensive skill alone is enough to hold on to see how he is when he comes back. If he comes back and is anywhere close to the form he was in before injury, he could be a crucial part of this Orlando Magic team going forward. Or any team for that matter. Isaac has elite defensive skills that any organization would love to have. So selling him for the low just makes zero sense. There's no way they would trade him at this time. Think of Rudy Gobert. He's not really known for offense. He's a defensive specialist, very good at defense. Very high level defender, and he was just traded away for 5 players and 5 picks. Now, while a lot of people say that trade is crazy, it kind of set the value. Maybe that's why Durant didn't get traded. The value was just set too high. It was a lot for Rudy Gobert. But these trade packages fans are coming up with role players being traded for Jonathan Isaac are ridiculous to consider at this point in time. We won't know his true value until he's back on the floor, and if he's the same defender he was before injury, his value is much higher than it is right now. Alright guys, that's all from me today. Let me know what you guys think about Jonathan Isaac. Are people really forgetting how good this guy was? Do you think he'll be the same type of player when he comes back, or will the injuries start to take a toll on his play? As always, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot as a small creator like myself. I make NBA content weekly, and we'll definitely have more vids on the way. Alright, that's it from me. Peace.